Okay, and welcome to Williams Island TV. Today we have a couple of great guests, but most importantly, today I thought it would be nice to have the mayor of the city of Aventura talk to us what's going on, what's happening with Brightline, what's happening with all the school systems that were being put in. I'm sorry, too noisy? Yeah, no. Oh, okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Williams Island TV. Excuse me. Today we will have the mayor of Aventura on with us to tell us a little bit about what's going on with the city. Obviously, there's an election running as well, but we wanted him to tell us firsthand what's happening with the Brightview situation, Brightline, excuse me, what's happening with our schools because they're expanding the schools and expanding it to a point where we'll eliminate almost 1,000 people on the waiting list. We're going to talk about construction, development, zoning, parking, and the election that's going on. We'll also be talking today with Jeff Klein. We wanted him to give us an update. We've had a lot of concerns regarding whether there'll be a restaurant when we close down the grill, and of course there will be, and he'll explain it. When we close down the spa, there will be a spa to go to, and speeding, fines, security, it'll all be discussed. And then we have Arlene Verdi, who's going to talk to us a little bit about our new QR code and how to communicate, how to keep up to date with everything that's going on. So with that, we're going to get back to the show. We're going to introduce you to Howard, our mayor, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. Today we have a very special guest. I've known Howard Weinberg, our mayor, for quite a long time. Some days we like each other, some days we don't. Some days we run against each other, some days we don't. But at the end of the day, we're friends and we get everything done. And you've been an amazing, amazing mayor for our city. So I thought with so much going on and so many things that have been happening in the city, the school, the building, the construction, development, it's time that we got a little update. We had Brian on not too long ago.
Terrific.
But he's a man of few words.
Brian's been a great manager, and he lets his
has.
actions speak for himself. He's really been
But
terrific to the city.
tell me, first of all, and I have to get this out of the way, you are running for re-election,
I am, November.
and you do have an opponent, which we have invited to come on as well. So we don't take sides, obviously. Whatever, anyone's always welcome to come here. But really today, it's not about that. It's about what we're doing in the city and what you've accomplished really more than anything.
Sure.
So let's start with the school because that is so important because do you know we have over 500 children on this island because of the school system in Aventura? It's
Wow.
amazing. So what is, I hear different things about it, but tell me about it.
Let me tell you, first of all, you're right in my wheelhouse. This is my passion project, has been for a long time. So when I was campaigning,
Yeah.
and I went back actually and looked at the video, I said, I will find a way to get the land. You know, we're 3.5 square miles. We don't own a lot of land as a municipality, only where our city hall is, our performing arts, our schools, our parks. We don't have land set aside. I said, I will find a way to get the land because there's 1,500 kids on the waiting list. We break hearts every year with the lottery. It's a random lottery. And what happens is what you just mentioned, all the children living on Williams Island, the realtors sell Aventura to young families and they say, the schools, the schools, the schools. They never say part two, which is, by the way, little Shlomi only has a 38% chance of getting in because of the lottery and because of the waiting list. So I can't stand that, seeing the moms and the dads, but mostly the moms, we know that, so upset. So I'm happy to say that during my first term, I found the land. It's Belinda Stronich at Gulfstream. I went and met with her before I was even sworn in. We had a series of discussions. We had a series of negotiations, and it worked out beautifully. We will be building a new school on 4.5 acres. To put that in context, the existing high school was built on 2 acres. We're more than doubling the footprint. By the way, 3 of those acres, that's $30 million of appraised value, cost our taxpayers zero. That's part of the deal I negotiated with Belinda, who wanted to be a good neighbor. 30 acres of Gulfstream is.
So, I don't know if you remember, you were on the commission, of course, when we were talking about getting land from them for the high school, the original time. Fortunately for us, they have zoning to build a certain amount of units on those piece of property, and they kept delaying and delaying and delaying where their permits were running out. So it actually worked out to our advantage that they did delay, because then they needed the city, and it gave us such a great negotiating position. And it's
Yes.
true. That's what happened with them, because they really, and they're good neighbors. I'm not saying they're not, but if they had built when they wanted to, there was no more leverage.
Right. Although, so now they're in a situation where they have more leverage now, because I'm not going to go into it, but Live Local, if you Google Bal Harbor shops and see what's happening there with that litigation.
Oh, yeah.
Live Local gives developers, landowners, incredible rights where the cities can't say no. So she could have just said to us, take a hike, I'm going to build Live Local, but she didn't. Instead, she worked with us, and it worked out beautifully. So in any event, here's what's going to happen. We are building a brand new high school, a brand new Don Silver High School.
So that's going to be to the north of the existing one.
It will be directly to the
west. I'm sorry, the west.
Contiguous.
Yeah.
That high school will be state of the art, because now we have a much larger footprint. It doesn't have to be a vertical high school like we have now. There'll be the black box theater, and there'll be the media center, and there'll be the indoor-outdoor dining options where kids can be outside, and it'll have what you see at the Apple Store, the learning steps, and you'll have classrooms that can be configured in many different ways where the walls move. So children will learn, young folks will learn the way they're learning these days. The existing high school will become the middle school. So instead of 4 grades in there, it'll just be 3 grades. There'll be a lot more room in that building in terms of how to arrange classrooms. The ACES K through 8 will become just an elementary, K through 5. So we're going to have 3 schools. We're going to hire a superintendent, and the goal is to have the best public school system in the state of Florida.
The school that's now over here by the marinas, that's the middle school today.
That's K through 8, elementary
K through 8,
and
right.
middle.
So that's going to become
Just elementary.
and then the K through 8, and then the middle school goes over to where the sofa is now.
Correct. So by doing so, we will add 1,000 seats to the capacity of our K through 12 system. So in anticipation of that, just as an anecdote, in anticipation of that, we have started, we've increased already in the ACES 100 seats we've added, because we're going to be filtering into the new schools. So I got a call last week, 2 weeks ago, from a woman who didn't win the lottery. Her son didn't win the lottery in kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. She just got the email that he's in for 6th grade. So he'll be starting middle school. She's never been so happy in her life. And in her case, she literally lives next door to ACES. Every morning she watches the drop-off to the school that her son can't go to for no reason other than they didn't get lucky in the lottery. So already we have less broken hearts. So it's happening, and it's so exciting. And for everyone, even if, by the way, we're going to build this without raising taxes, okay? For everyone who doesn't have children in the school system, this is a net positive for you too, right? For all of us whose kids like mine are grown, property values, the demand, people wanting to be in our city because of our great school system. In fact, today, this afternoon, I don't wear a watch, but in a few hours, I'm giving a speech, my 4th speech for the 4th graduating class of Don Silver High School. Those kids are killing it. The valedictorian is going to Yale. More than half of the class has full Bright Future scholarships to go to any Florida state university. UF, FSU, UCF, FIU. It's amazing. The kids are just crushing it. It's going to get even better with the new high school.
And you remember what we went through to build that. I mean, we had more meetings and more committees put together on that.
You were a big part of it.
Yeah, we built it. Yeah.
I want you to know that it's a huge success. You should go over today and take a look how happy these kids are at graduation, 3 o'clock today at Turnberry. Amazing. It's just amazing what it's become. It has a great reputation. The colleges know the kind of kid they're getting when they accept a
Well,
student
you know,
from
you
down
see
south.
it in the whole city because it's great for growth of the city because you're getting a younger crowd, you're getting young families, and that's so critical to growth. We see it here. We've had to revamp so much of our programming because of the young families now.
And by the way, I'm walking in, I see the soccer, the basketball. I think you redid one of the kids' tot lots or something.
Yeah, we have padel now, we have
you're killing it.
pickleball, we have no choice.
Can I just say, those courts are gorgeous. The padel courts,
Yeah, I think
they look like they always belonged there. They look so nice.
amazing,
And
isn't it?
and it's activated because when I drive past there, there's
I have
people
to tell you,
playing.
of everything we have on the courts today, that is the most difficult to get a court for. Padel. Yeah, it's the most popular thing we have on the island today. And it's amazing. I mean, and it's mutual. Men, women, young, old, everybody uses it. Everybody.
It's fantastic.
But so I've been at, because I remember when we negotiated with Brightline to put in the station, and they were going to have an overpass that would connect to the mall. It was going into an office building that the Sofa family was building at that time, Jackie Sofa. There's a lot of complaints we hear getting access to parking, because to get to parking to go to Brightview is you have to go across Biscayne, you have to go in, and that was the whole thing that they didn't want. What is happening with that whole thing?
Without a doubt, my biggest frustration is the pedestrian bridge. So Jackie decided at this time not to build that office building.
Right.
But that has nothing to do with not having the overpass. She has signed everything she needs to sign. She's granted the easement. The bridge is still going to go in that same location. It'll just have an elevator down, and you walk right at the mall. Jackie's in. We, as a city, we're in. We had a $4 million contribution. We're in. The problem, and it's very difficult to get to the root of it. By the way, the bridge has been sitting in pieces in the Brightline parking lot for 2-3 years. Every time I ask, Q2, Q3, Q4. Well, the reality of it is the problem stems from parties that we have no control over. Number one, FEC, the owner of the rail, the owner of the tracks, unfortunately, it was sold to a foreign national. Grupo Mexico owns those tracks. I personally don't think infrastructure should ever be owned by a foreign entity. They own those tracks.
When did that happen?
I think a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They're very difficult to work with, and they have a problem. They're in litigation with Brightline. Brightline, as you may have read, is struggling. Brightline may not be around in its current form for much longer. They've defaulted on their payments. Grupo Mexico is worried that whatever deal they cut, will it carry through to the successor of Brightline? They are litigating. That is my understanding as to what is holding up that now. It's so frustrating because, as you said, crossing Biscayne, getting onto West Dixie,
people hate it.
takes longer than the 19-minute Brightline ride to downtown Miami if you want to go to a Heat game. It's a terrible thing. Not to mention, then when you park there, they charge you. And they give these fake tickets that people get scared of if you don't pay. When I say fake, I mean it's not from any municipal. It's not from a jurisdiction. What we're doing is we have an RFP out. I've asked the city manager to renew the shuttles every 30 minutes from the mall to the train. It doesn't alleviate the time to cross, but at least you're not driving and you're not parking your car over there. Also, at least 2 of the new developments coming in that are approved have agreed to provide their own shuttles in perpetuity directly to Brightline, so that the people who buy in those condominiums will have this similar shuttle service. It's very frustrating because that's what you call like the last mile, right? That link.
Oh, I remember that was a big thing when we did it.
Huge. It's going to be great. You literally could park at the Aventura Mall
Uh-huh.
and in 30 minutes be at Meisner Park having dinner if you want,
Right.
you know, or downtown Miami in 19 minutes, and then come back to the mall. We want it to happen. We're working actually, our county commissioner, Mickey Steinberg, is equally frustrated. The county and the city are all in and ready, and the mall. Imagine what it's going to do for the mall. It's going to be fantastic. But I'm not currently that optimistic until they
Yeah,
figure out
it
what is
sounds.
the future of Brightline as an entity.
Well, that's a bigger thing. Will Birdline be around?
Exactly. In some way, shape, or form. It
Yeah,
may not be
yeah.
them, but there's going to be a train there, I believe.
All right, so the other thing, people are seeing all these high rises going up, these rentals, this, that. I know the county created what's called a transit zone, and they increased zoning if you live within or you build within a certain distance from the tracks. How is that affecting us? Because it looks to me like zoning is insane. What the bill, I mean, West Dixie is crazy.
So I want to make sure everyone knows that once you cross those tracks and you're on West Dixie, it's not Aventura.
Right.
We have no jurisdiction over that, no control over it. When people tell me how please fix the traffic on Ives Dairy, same thing. It's not Aventura. People call it OGIS. They call it unincorporated Miami-Dade. And now the developers over there have decided to call it
Aventura.
West Aventura.
Yeah.
West
yeah.
Aventura. I went there the other day and I said, I'd like to meet the mayor of West Aventura.
Well, there's a new building on Miami Gardens Drive here that's called Aventura Blue.
Exactly.
It's nowhere near us.
Exactly. You can go past Ives Dairy entrance, I-95 entrance on Ives Dairy, and it's Aventura Isles, not even close. You can buy a car at Aventura Jeep on 163rd. But again, that's actually flatter.
But has that affected Aventura?
I
Have they
think-
given more zoning to anyone in Aventura coming in?
No, but it affects us because that's more traffic,
Getting
more
west,
density,
to go west.
more people. And it's more students at Waterway School, which again is not our school. They slapped the name Aventura on the school also. It's not in Aventura. We don't control the teachers or the buses or the lunches or the curriculum. But a lot of our kids are in that school, and now there's more kids crowding in. So we're not in favor of what they did. I understand the theory. They want to put as many bodies as close to the Brightline station
Correct.
as possible. The Brightline that may not exist.
That might not exist, exactly.
So we're not in favor of that. That's the county just cramming that down our throats.
Well, and also people don't understand that zoning in this city, in terms of density, was given to these builders by the county, not the city. So when you see these high rises going up in the city, it has nothing to do with the city authorizing this. The county grandfathered in all the density that people are building right now. They're just building it like what's going on around Mose and in that whole area there.
Thank you so much for saying that, because
It's true. I know. I hear it every day.
I have to constantly inform people when they say enough is enough, just say no. Well, we can't say no, so what we do is try to get the best project possible.
Correct.
So for example, let's use the Belmont as an example. Now that piece of land on the east side of the Lehman Causeway, I personally always thought that was storage for
That's what I thought.
the equipment to maintain the golf course.
Right.
Little did I know there were real zoning rights there. All of a sudden, and this was during the time when I was term limited. I wasn't sitting next to you anymore. But all of a sudden, the owner comes with a project and people say, no, 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 don't let them. Well, here's the reality.
They had no choice.
They could have built twice as tall and it could have been condominium. Instead, they built assisted living, which are many, many less car trips
Well,
per
that
day.
came to us when I was there,
Yes,
and we couldn't turn it down. There's nothing we could do about it.
exactly. And people don't understand. How could you let them build there? You remember how upset the yacht club was and Mystic Point was? Well, that owner had those rights. But again, it could have been twice as tall and it could have been condo, which would have been twice as bad as assisted living in terms of car trips.
I always remember Howard Weinberg's speech. Every time somebody would come to the county, to the city commission for an approval of something, and they would say, well, we're not going to do 20 stories, we're going to do 10. And the city would want to reject it. And you would say, guys, if we don't approve this, we're going to get 20. Perfect example is where Bellini is now, coincidentally, was offered to the island to be a 4-story, a little office complex to help the city to help our island. Like the doctor's office, dentist's office, that's it. And they said, if you don't approve it, you're getting a high rise here. That's exactly what happened. But that's what's happening in the city.
It's be careful what you ask for, right?
Yeah,
You want to tell them to go take a hike. Wait till you see what you get instead.
So what is happening behind Moe's? Is the projects going ahead? Because I know I had a meeting with both sides to try and mediate that resolve with, I think it was, what's his name, from New York? Harold Gross.
Harry Gross.
Harry Gross.
It's approved. I don't know if he's
And
going to.
Cosgrove was the other one, right? The two of them would, there's two pieces there.
Yeah, well, so behind Wild Fork and Walgreens, that's happening right now.
Correct, that I saw.
Lisola, and that's going to be shops and restaurants, and they are moving fast
Yeah, I
now.
see that. They're going fast.
The Harry Gross is the condo/hotel, not a condo hotel.
And then the other guy that where Moe's is now,
Jack Azut,
Zoo, that's it.
is approved for Moe's is coming down, and Moe's will be relocated where Buffalo Wild Wings was, directly across the street. Jack is building 11 stories of apartments, rental, and then he will recreate the retail commercial on the bottom first floor. That'll still be a restaurant space. We'll see what he brings in. He's talking to some nice restaurants. So, but that I believe will happen.
So how do you see the city growing? I mean, it's growing. It's amazing. Traffic we'll never deal with, but it's all over the county. You can't stop it.
Yeah, I would rather be in Aventura traffic than Brickell traffic, without a doubt.
My daughter lives in Pinecrest.
Or South Beach.
To go to Pinecrest and go to it's worse. Trust me, it's much worse.
If we can get that pedestrian bridge, it will help all the people.
But what train are they going to take?
Right, exactly. But you know what the part two was going to be? Having a commuter line like a Tri-Rail East on those tracks, so people can afford monthly passes who work at the mall, who work at the hospital, and not bring their cars into our city. So we really do need that. But our future is so bright. You know, we have very robust reserves. You know as well as anyone probably in the city how good we are financially. You were very, very involved in that, which I thank you for. That has only improved. I remember when you said, what are we doing getting 0%? So those days are long over.
Oh, I know. We're making about $3-4 million a year on that now.
We have money in the bank. We don't waste it, as you know very well. We, meaning elected officials, I don't even have an assistant. I don't have a car allowance. I don't have a pension. We don't spend money unless we have to. We're so fiscally conservative. So we have plenty of money in the bank. We've never raised our tax rate, as you know, 1.72 since 1995. I don't see it going up at all on my watch. And so the future's so bright. You know, Palantir now calls Aventura their headquarters. And people want to live here, as you know. Property values are very stable compared to other cities. They're in great shape because once you get in with that 3.5 square miles, that's the reason why everyone says they live in Aventura when they don't.
So along with all of this, and I'm just going to talk politics because obviously you're up for election and you're running again, and somebody's running against you, and I've not met him, so I don't know who he is. We've invited him, and hopefully he'll come on. But I always remember when Eric Sirota was city manager for years, when you have somebody running for office in a city that's doing so well, it's almost like people would say to me when I ran, what are you going to change, make better, that's something already so good? So I say, okay, you've got 4 more years, but you have the continuity going. So you have projects that are in the works that you want to continue with. You want to create better. You want to make them better, massage them, whatever you're going to do with them. But you're already working with them. And you've been on the commission, what, 12 years now?
This is my 12th year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So somebody new running against you, and I am not criticizing because I don't even know who he is. What does he come to the table with to say, I can do this better than you? What would it be that he would offer? And what would your answer be to that?
Honestly, I believe he brings nothing to the table that would be better than what I bring to the table. I believe he would bring nothing that would benefit the city if he were there instead of me. As you said, I served 8 years on the commission, now 4 years as mayor, and the accomplishments, I'm not gonna sit here and list every one of them, but, um, yes, I promised the school and it's happening. Yes, I brought freebie to the city, and we have more freebies than any city in the country. Yes, I brought Parents' Night Out, which we do with the community center. Yes, we just built 6 basketball courts. Yes, we're building a volleyball court. Yes, 5 pickleball courts. We just 2 more tennis courts. We just keep going, and also things that you can't really. It's hard to express the value of my relationships and my experience throughout South Florida. I am a member of the Jewish Mayors and Elected Officials Association. I am a member of the National Mayors Anti-Semitism Advisory Board. I am about to take my 3rd trip to Israel as Aventura's mayor, which, by the way, has never cost one dime to taxpayers. I created with my commission our sister city in Israel with Modi'in. Their mayor's been here 3 times. I've been there 1 time. Our ambulance is in their streets. A new mayor coming in has none of this and none of these capabilities. This is what you build over time. This is relationships. This is experience. You come in and you run for mayor. First of all, if you've never even been on the commission or a committee, what are you doing? You want to learn on the job? Is that fair to the taxpayers? So I won't even discuss my opponent. I just know that there's no one better for the job than me, and the last 4 years has proved it, which, by the way, I walk around Williams Island. It's wonderful when the people see me to engage them, and I always tell my commissioners, our meetings are empty. The reason is nobody comes to the meetings to say thank you. No one's coming there to pat you on the back,
No.
just like a condo board.
No.
When they're there, it's because they're not
There's a
happy.
problem,
Okay?
right?
So I do a joke at the end of each meeting. We have public comment. By the end of the meeting, there's nobody there, and I say, does anyone want to speak? Don't all race up there. There's plenty of time for all of you. Who wants to tell us we're great or we suck?
Right.
And no one's ever there. So when I walk around Williams Island and engaging people, then
You hear things.
and it makes me feel like, you know what? It's all worth it. It's validated. I'll walk into the grill. And by the way, thank you for allowing me to not be thrown off the island when I show up.
Well, we'll send you the bill. Now that we know you're so wealthy, it's okay.
I always pay with my own card.
I know.
But I walk into the grill and someone, I don't even know their name. Hey, you're doing a great job. Hey, thanks for what you're doing. Hey, thank you for your support of Israel. Hey, thanks for this. You know what? When we were pulling our permit, it really
That's
worked.
why you do it, by the way.
100%.
Because
Again,
you don't know it.
we don't do it for the money, which is great in our
That's for
city.
sure.
By the way, I've just been told it's the Charter Review Commission that just did their work, and it's nothing to do with the city elected officials, not our commission, but they are recommending, and this is almost comical, they are recommending that it'll be on the ballot in November, a raise for the elected officials. So, number one, my salary, the mayor's salary, hasn't changed in 25 years.
It's $12,000.
Number two,
Yeah.
it will go from $10,000 a year to $20,000 a year if approved by the voters.
Wow.
So although it's a doubling, it's still
$20,000.
$20,000. So we do it for the right reasons.
Of course you do.
You're not going to be
We
in
all
office
did. That's what we did it for.
and that's what makes our city great, in my opinion.
And also because no commissioner has the authority to determine what happens in their area. It's a city manager run city. Commission works hard and advises, but in some of these counties and cities, unfortunately, the commissioners get sticky hands and take the benefit of it in favors.
We don't have to name names, but
No.
we can just look
I know.
at our neighbors.
I remember, as a
We're
commissioner,
an oasis.
as a commissioner, you have to take an ethics class every year, obviously, be certified. And I always remember the guy, I can't remember his name, the attorney, would always start the meeting by saying, so far, you're probably one of the only cities that has no commissioner that's ever been arrested or accused of bribery or crime.
Robert Myers.
Robert Myers. Right.
Yes. And by the way, to that point, we should note that our police department, okay, our detectives are so well versed in following the money and financial fraud. We, when condominium associations are doing something wrong, and unit owners come to our police department and they say there's something going on here and they have some evidence, our detectives take it very seriously. So they just got a major conviction at Turnberry on the Green 2 weeks ago. Years-long investigation, and there was bad stuff happening. People came forward. They were right. Our police believed them.
Yeah.
That case was huge. And again, as the flagship all-condo municipality in the state of Florida, it's important that our police department is
And
serious
it's
about
interesting you say that, because I had identity theft on a big scale. Someone bought 5 cars.
Wow.
But anyway, so I took it to the city here, and I took it to the police, and I didn't realize they have a whole task force of this issue, and they caught the guys in Palm Beach. They work together with the whole state, but it's amazing what they accomplished.
Our detectives are all deputized as federal law enforcement officers also, so they can work with the Secret Service and things like that, and the FBI, and they do, and they get results. It's amazing, right? It's very impressive.
Well, it's great having you.
It's great to be at Williams Island.
You know,
By the
listen,
way, this restaurant,
it's a beautiful.
home run.
I got to tell you, what has happened on this island, it's like the city. We did this because it's part of the city, and we had to keep up with what you guys are doing.
I'm going to show you after this a picture that I just got the other day from many, many years ago. I won't go into it, but you know that my former father-in-law designed these buildings.
It's Federer.
So there's a beautiful picture of Robert Swedrow and Sophia Loren, the original Williams Island spokesperson, spokeswoman, right? And it's from back in the day. But such a rich history here.
It is.
You guys are taking it to the next level. It's really
Thank
good. You and can I mention that
Who?
one of your best moves?
Oh,
One
Jeff
of your
Klein.
best moves where you
Not
found
one
someone
of
in
the
town.
best move.
Yeah, Jeff Klein, you did a nice job of do we say poaching or
No, he was
ready
actually-
for a change?
No, it was just time for a change. Time for a change.
It certainly worked out.
It was very awkward because I was very close with Donnie Sofa when he passed, and of course it was awkward to do, but it worked out beautifully. And Jeff's been an amazing asset to this. In fact, he's pretty much responsible for what we've done here.
And they built Padel also just now.
Did they?
Isn't that funny?
That is funny. They're copying us.
Padel and Piccoli. It's fun.
So anyway, I want to wish you a lot of luck with the election.
Thank you, Bob.
We're here for you. We will reach out to your opponent in fairness. But truthfully, being an ex-commissioner myself and being so involved with the city, you guys do a great job. And I don't know that someone's going to come along and do a better job. And I'm not speaking for you against him or anything. It's just, I thank you for what you've done for our city, you and the whole commission and the staff.
Thanks. It was a pleasure serving with you.
Yeah,
And
we
this
had
is-
fun.
This is exactly how it was.
It
right?
was.
You were to my right.
Howard and I sat together like this for 6 years
That's right.
and argued and didn't agree, and we still worked it out. Anyway, thank you so
Thank you.
much, and I
Thank you,
wish
Bob.
you only the best. And thank you for what you do for the city.
It's my pleasure and honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. Good morning and welcome back. There have been so many questions asked of us regarding security, speeding fines, traffic, new construction, what we're doing when we close the restaurant, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been trying to give them all these answers and explain to them that it's all for the good of the island. But I thought we would have Jeff come on and go through some of the timelines of what we're doing to assure everybody that no matter what we build, there will be an alternative to it during the construction. But I will tell you a funny story that happened that you're aware of. Before we even get into this, one of the biggest issues we've had on the island is security and speeders. People speeding on the island, going through stop signs, and we have set up a program that's going to be implemented very shortly. We have the Aventura police that have been patrolling and giving out, unfortunately, too many tickets as far as I'm concerned, because that means there's too many people speeding. And we got our only letter stating Why are we doing this? We shouldn't be doing this. Who's going to control the names? Blah, 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 blah. And we have no right to stop people from speeding. And I'm laughing to myself when I say, who would want to write a letter and say, it's okay to speed. It's okay to go through stop signs. Yeah. So why don't we start with that subject and explain exactly what it is we are doing.
Right. So we've been working diligently, security and IT diligently on a very comprehensive plan that adds more cameras to the perimeters, more cameras to the boulevard. Those cameras will include the ability to catch speeders, crosswalk violations, stop sign violations. With our permission, we partnered with the city of Aventura and we put a eye in the sky. And that is fully operated by the municipality. That is Aventura Police, just like they have on Biscayne Boulevard, just like they have at the Aventura Mall. And that data is owned by the city, controlled by the city. It's never shared with us. We have no idea what's happening with that camera, but that camera has, per the city, become a great deterrent for us. People are actually slowing down. They are stopping at the stop signs. They've watched an increased awareness in the crosswalk, which adds safety and security for the children and the families on the island. So it's working.
Right. No, there's no question.
Who and what? Who and what? We have no idea.
Right.
We've had the Aventura Police on the island for almost 15 visits. In those 15 visits, they've issued over 150 citations for stop sign violations, 65 warnings, multiple repeat offenders. But even that has gotten much better over time.
Now, on our cameras for speeding, we had almost 2,000 violations.
In 1 week, as we were beta testing the cameras, because we're about to propose a whole plan.
It'll come up at the board.
We had over 2,000 speeders going 26 miles or greater. Within that, large portion going 26 to 35, smaller 35 to 45, and a few that have actually gone 46 to 60. Now imagine a car at 50 miles an hour down a boulevard where there's so much activity, children, pedestrians, residents, other vehicles. And our goal is to really just make it a safer place. So the comprehensive plan that we're presenting, hopefully this week or next week, should get approved. We'll start installing cameras 90 days. In the last meeting, we talked about the reproposal for the fines and there was a little bit of feedback after the meeting. So we've redrafted some stuff that'll go to the board this week for approval. You know, our goal is not to make this a police state or more challenging for the residents. It's very simple. We want a safer community so everyone that walks and drives doesn't have to look over their shoulder to make sure they're not going to get run down by a car that goes through a stop sign or is going 60 miles an hour.
Well, you know,
very simple.
What's sad about this is with 400 or 500 children on the island now, it's so critical that this become taken care of. But what's more unfortunate is how many people has seemed to have a problem with us doing this and having a fining system. You know, you go in a city and you drive through a stop sign, you speed, you get a ticket, $200, $300, $150. Here, we're giving warnings first, then it's $100. But more importantly, we should be more careful than anywhere else you drive because of our own community and our own city. And yet, we had the most opposition against some of the people that live here not wanting us to do this. And that's a shame, but the majority want it, the board wants it. Sure. And you'll watch the next board meeting because that's where we will be approving this whole process.
And it's a better, in my opinion, it's a cleaner system. The penalty is less than what's in the current rules, and the suspension opportunities are less than what's in the current rules. Current rules, you could be suspended for 5 months after 2 infractions.
Jeff,
that's not the intent.
There may be no fine because you get a warning first.
That's correct.
If you do it a second time, shame on you.
That's right.
That's the problem.
We're trying to deter it. We're not trying to police it. And I think that's the biggest takeaway.
So tell me about the grill. I know we're getting ready to start. We're in for permit, and that should be going in.
Yep,
June
we're
or July.
actually in for permit. We've already received our first round of comments. We're also at this simultaneously bidding 3 contractors. We anticipate starting this project in July.
Great.
And while under renovation, the grill will move into the ballroom and parts of the palm deck. So we will operate the island grill 7 days a week, lunch and dinner, just like we do now. There's a covered walkway that'll take you from the bridge right to the building. We'll operate Olia 3 days. If we think there's more, we'll operate more. But you will literally have the Last Coconut operating normal business hours, the grill operating normal business hours, Olia operating normal business hours, all at central location.
But you'll
The
also
island.
be expanding, I understand, the menu a little bit over at the
Courtside, yeah.
Courtside, yeah.
We'll add some more opportunities so people can grab a a wrap or sandwich.
But there'll always be a place to eat.
always
Not
a pla-
changing anything.
Always a place to eat. Same operating hours we have now.
And different menus, obviously, from
The
here.
grill will be the grill. Olia will be Olia. TLC is TLC. We're going back and forth with some buffet opportunities, but the grill we've decided will most likely maintain an a la carte menu. We will build a temporary bar in the ballroom. So basically just take the current grill and drop it into the ballroom with the current furniture. So everything will move over. And when we reopen the grill, it'll be brand new, fresh, and awesome.
And then we go from there directly into the new spa.
Yeah. We are currently meeting with the designers on the spa project, which we had done the first time because we're sort of back to where we started after the diligence process of expanding and all of that. So we have some final tweaks to make before it goes to the committee. Carrie's been working diligently with Carrie and Jeff and Connor on those plans. But that's an exciting project also that'll start right on the heels of the grill being finished.
That's
So
great.
there's a lot going on.
my God,
and
it's-
you weren't lying. I remember back in 22 when you courted me, because I know you were on with the mayor and you were using the word poach. But our relationship was always a great relationship.
Right.
And you actually came to me about someone else that I gave a reference on.
Right, right.
And
That's how it started.
accidentally the whole conversation started, and it was just the timing, right? I mean, worked for a great company for 15 years, and now
You did.
work for a great company for almost 5 years.
That is hard to believe.
It's
isn't it?
fantastic. But I remember you said, it'll be busy. There's going to be a lot to do. And in the 4 years I've been here, it's been
busy.
It's been busy. It's been nonstop. I mean, we've built an entire venue, restaurant, ballroom, pool.
But you know,
I mean, it's really amazing what's gone on in 4
you
years.
know, one of the reasons we brought you in is because of your ability. You handle construction, you handle food and beverage, you handle management of a hotel. And in order to get our dreams to reality on the island and build what we're building, you have to have someone to run the operation. It's nice to build something. Now you got to operate it.
Yeah. And it's
And that's
interesting.
something we need to
People always ask me, like, what's the similarities and differences between my previous career path and this? And to be honest, this is literally a hotel. I mean, the only difference is the guests
don't
never
leave.
arrive
They don't
and they
leave.
never depart. They're
Yeah.
just here.
That's right.
But this is a family environment, and a lot of what the residents bring to the leadership team, they bring great ideas, great feedback. Obviously we can't do everything that gets brought to us. But with the community becoming younger, we've shifted gears. There's tremendous amount of programming for youth. We're building new concepts all over the island, the golf, the playground upgrade, the basketball, the soccer. And I know you had the mayor on, and I think what we're doing, Williams Island, completely aligns with the city in
definitely.
terms of being a great place to live, raise a family, retire, enjoy your retired life. So I think we're trying to be a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and I think it's working.
We're sitting in a room that is working.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a reservation in Olia.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can.
Well, you can.
I don't know if you can.
No, I can't.
But I
can't. I can't. But I have to tell you, last night, as an example, 2 nights ago, we ate in the grill, and it was an off night, packed. You couldn't get in that room in the middle of summer. It was amazing. And I would say, as many people as I know on the island, I don't think I knew 80% of the room.
Yeah, and remember,
So many new people moving.
remember, our summer is South America's
Yeah,
winter. So we have
yeah.
a lot of our South American residents that are starting to filter
Yep,
in for a
that's
few
true.
months. So the dinner reservations are getting later. Thaddeus, Gabe, that team have done a tremendous job
Yes.
turning around the food and beverage offering on the island, creating a more consistent product with CY and her team on service. The place is running like a luxury resort. It's
Mhm.
running like a cruise ship. Cindy, Saccharin, and I and Tracy were talking. They were chatting about some stuff for the C&E committee, and we were talking about this just being a cruise ship that never leaves the port.
I know.
And there's just so much going on
Well,
between
it-
Natalia and Arlene and C&E and the
I mean, think about it.
programming.
We have 300 events, close to 300 events a year.
Yeah,
You have 300 employees. You have an $80 million budget. You have all internal operations managed internally.
everything,
Nothing is outsourced,
everything.
and it never misses a beat. And there's something going on constantly.
Yeah. And when you talk about all the things we do and you talk about how big the business is, the one thing I always like to bring up, and you do a great job of this in every board meeting, is you constantly remind everybody that Thomas and the finance committee have done all of this while maintaining a very, very robust $15 million
Yeah.
reserve.
Our reserves.
And
are
you always
strong.
say it at the end of this project, we'll still have $15 million in
Exactly.
the bank. So this is really a team effort and a lot of collaborative, the board being super supportive, allowing myself and the team to use this as a big playground. We bring great ideas to you all, your vision with the board's vision. It's really been an awesome 4 years, and
No
there's
question. It's
so many more
teamwork.
ahead to
You know, it's
continue to make
teamwork.
it better.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So we just keep polishing the diamond,
Mhm.
and we'll keep making it better for the residents, and we'll make it a great experience.
Well, we look forward to it. And God knows there's more to come because there's no end.
Yeah. So please don't tell all of our secrets
I won't.
in today's show, because we will have nothing to talk about next
I
show.
promise
if
you.
share all the
We
secrets.
discussed anything we have to.
All right.
But
Perfect.
anyway, to sum it up, obviously there will be a place to eat when we close the grill. We will have a new spot to work with while we're under construction. Speeding will go into effect control-wise. Stop sign will go into effect with a very soft, moderate fining system, if at all needed. But it's all for the good of the island. And that's really what we're trying
Absolutely.
to accomplish. It's not for anyone's personal gain by any means. And as I always say, we have an amazing board of directors.
Absolutely.
We really do. It's cohesive. Everybody works hard for the good of this island. So I want to thank you, Jeff. Really.
Pleasure.
Everything.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank
Your
you.
team is amazing.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Okay, and welcome back. And of course, there's no introduction needed for Miss Arlene Verde. She's our communications expert.
Yes, that's what they're calling me.
And I think you do it. I mean, it is truly amazing when you think about that you have to get 250 events a year out to the public
Yes.
and make sure they all show up. And in spite of it, they all say they don't know what's going on. And we didn't know that was happening.
Well, there are several ways. We're trying to make it easier and easier for people to understand and just get to know about what what the island has to offer. The latest is our QR code. This is going to be at the at courtside. It's in all the bathrooms. It's at all the building concierges. You can also pick up a card from our front desk over there at the POA, and you can keep that, and it stays the same. The QR code stays the same. It just updates behind the QR code. So every time you hit that QR code, you're going to get the latest information about the events and how to reserve. So you can actually click on it and make your reservation from there. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody.
That's great. So how does that, so that gives you all the information going on the island.
Yes. So if you hit the QR code, you're going to see a list chronologically. So you're going to see all the flyers. You're going to have an opportunity to click. There's, you'll see a little circle that says click here to make your reservation. You can make your reservation directly from there. You don't have to go anywhere else. And also, if it's not on, if the reservations aren't on the calendar, sometimes you have to make reservations through Techno Gym or, call the reservations line. It'll give you all that information right there. So you don't really have to, do anything. Yeah. So it's very exciting.
And that will be, so if somebody wants to make a reservation for an event going on, they could do it through that?
Right. If it's on the club calendar. If it's not on the club calendar, it'll give you the information. Like sometimes it's on the Techno Gym app, like some of the spa events. It would tell you, okay, go on the Techno Gym app to make the reservation. And sometimes it's like the reservations on Open Table. You'd have to go to Open Table. But if it's on our club calendar, it'll take you directly.
Speaking of Open Table, somebody asked me this. If you go on the app and you make a reservation on Open Table, you have to put in your name, your phone number, your email every time you do it. Isn't there a way that they have you down so you don't have to enter all that stuff every time?
From what I understand, if you do it through the widget that's on the mobile application, so if you go on Williams Island app
Right.
and you go to make a reservation,
Right. You have to do everything.
It takes you directly to the Island Grill. I'd have to find out if there's a
that's
way
where
that
they ask everything all over again.
Yeah, I'd have to find that out.
Yeah, I was just curious because it seems
because
repetitive to do it.
It's not tied into our
Oh, okay.
membership.
That's what it is. That's, they were asking me and they said, why do they have to keep doing it every time?
Right. Yeah, it's not tied into our membership files or anything like our whole membership.
Are most of the people down on the island tied into us? Do we have access to most of them? Have they given us their email address?
Yes. Yes. Well, they have to give us at least one email address for, once you sign up with Joy and the membership department. So we do have the main email. So yes, we are able to communicate with each and every one of our members. The issue is they have to open the email. So we're asking everybody, just to take a moment, check your email every Monday. It comes out every Monday. So it'll give you the latest information. It'll give you our save the dates. It'll give you any pertinent information they need to know about the island, like the information for the board of directors meeting, or, if there's going to be a traffic issue, if we're closing down a lane for construction or anything like that, that's all going to be in.
So in communications, what calls do you get? What's the most, do you get complaints or do you get questions? What is it that people really feel?
Well, I used to get a lot, but now I get very few. It's honestly very few. The most I get, and it's all because of Jeff.
It is. It is. I know. He's impossible. I don't know what we're going to do with him. By the way, his wife tells me the same thing.
So we've been, the thing is that the issues are being resolved. So I get fewer and fewer emails about, pertinent problems.
Right,
Like lately it's been Hotwire, but that was a whole transition. So honestly, that has died down a lot. Because Hotwire has really been proactive in
Very much
answering any questions or anything like that. So I get, the occasional, why did you put a camera there? When are we going to get this? When are we going to get that? But very, very few.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's good news.
Good.
When I don't get emails.
Yeah, I was going to say, because usually I say before the show, and you don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
And it's been less and less every year.
Well, if you have any questions, you want to know anything, there's the lady to talk to. There's the person to call. She'll connect you with whatever you need.
Yes.
And I thank you so much, really.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show today. It was fascinating to hear what's going on with the city. The mayor is an interesting guy. I think the world of him. Howard and I have been together for 12 years on the commission, working on finance, working on the commission as mayor, etc. But there's so much happening positive in the city, and this new school is going to be amazing to the city. And we've seen the results of it because we now have 400 or 500 kids living on the island, and that's because you can live in Aventura and have an amazing educational system for your children. You heard from Jeff about what's happening with our grill, with our spa, with security, traffic, etc. You heard from Arlene. So I think you're pretty much up to date with everything. We do want you to watch our board meetings because we have a lot of information that we do on the board meetings, and there will be one coming up. I don't know if this will air before it, but please watch. And also, we are getting tremendous responses. We had 75 questions or people questioning some of the things that are going on the island by way of the Zoom ability on our board meetings. So we want you to do that. It's great. It gives you a chance to have a voice and be heard and ask the questions that you really want to ask. So we look forward to seeing you. And again, thank you so much. Be healthy. Have a healthy and happy. I know the weekend is over. We're back to work now. But please have a wonderful summer, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Have a nice day.